But you know what? That's fine. You guys might have seen the screenshot thing. I just realized I didn't turn off Steam Overlay. I don't think I can turn it off. Steam Overlay in game. I don't think I can turn it off. I pressed it, but I don't think I can do it without getting in and out. So we're gonna hold off. I started a little bit early to give everybody time to come in. So if you are used to jumping straight into it, we are going to take it just a few minutes, mostly because I want to give some people time because I kind of know that people like to be having an involvement with the colonists. So I want to give a little time for people to show up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a new colony, and there's a few things that people jump straight into ideology pretty quick. I took a little more time. I wanted to wait a little bit because I figured there's gonna be a few updates, and in fact there were quite a few updates, and I feel actually I feel happy with myself that I waited a little bit because there were a bit of crashes that got fixed, so I don't have to worry about some of that stuff. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a new colony, and I want to kind of help set a kind of a baseline, and hopefully in the future people might be able to go forward, because I did a lot of lore reading and stuff like that to kind of decide if you wanted kind of like a basic game. If you were stuck with tons of choices, I was hoping to make a kind of lore baseline to go with on how you can make your stuff. So we're gonna just do crash landed just because that's the default one, and if we are saying a baseline, we're just gonna do that. Believe it or not, I rather Randy Random than Cassandra. I mean, Cassandra can be more predictable, but that's exactly, I think, the problem. It doesn't feel very natural when you know when things can happen. So I'm going to do Randy Random. Just because. And I like Strive to Survive. And this is something that, if you don't know the mechanics of the game, Strive to Survive is basically one everything. It's like default, basically. I mean, I guess something else might say default, but that is actually the settings that are set all to threat level 1. Everything 1, basically. And I guess you could set a custom to even make sure it's even more accurate. Like you go friendly fire 100%. I might even do that because, hold on, this setting only affects direct shots which are going to hit their target. It does not prevent damage from explosions or shots that are going to miss their target. Oh, that's the chance of friendly fire. Okay, let's not mess with the chance of friendly fire. Because that 100% chance of friendly fire means that we'll always hit our friend. Always hit our friend, and I think that would kind of mess stuff up. But we're not going to mess with custom. We're just going to stay with Strive to Survive, since it is basically default. So I'm going to even set let's think of what seed we want to do. Also, I think I have it to where the sound should work outside. Yeah, there we go. If I go mess around with something. So we're going to do, a lot of people do global coverage 30%. I prefer 100%. I mean, it does take a while to load, but I always feel bad only having a bit of a globe. I'd rather have a whole globe. I really would. Even if it will slow it down a little bit, I mean, I could just make it less crowded. There we go. We could just do like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to name it RimWorld. So that way, this is an easy to remember name. In fact, we'll do it like the game. The game is basically with a capital W. So we're going to do that. RimWorld. So name of the game. There we go. And nothing has changed. Actually, I'll just leave population on normal. I don't think it'll be that bad. I like to have one of every single thing. You can even do 2. Like there if you want more factions. But we're going to do one of everything. Just one of everything. And we're going to generate that there. Now, actually, I'd almost recommend doing 2. If you had to do 2, I would do 2 civil unions, 2 rough unions, because you get to have more fun. And in fact, I would actually say 2 rough unions or more rough unions, because you get to have, as far as with all the updates, you tend to have a little more fun with being able to change their ideologies a little more. As of right now, as of speaking right now, this might not always be the case, but right now, all you can do with civil unions is change whether they are individualist or collective, which is kind of kind of boring. I wish that there was more about that, but we also gotta think of where we want to be. So, and if you want the most average experience, go to a temperate forest, the Tangled Boom Rat. We can see what factions we got. We got a bunch of different ones. Empire of Perfection. That's a very interesting empire. Kind of funny that one would be the one to spawn on the original seed. kind of a little bit ironic. I had one spot that I really liked, but actually it's a little different. The capital W did matter, I guess, which is interesting to see. Believe it or not, I typically like the warmer climates in this game, even if they have the diseases, because I find that I can handle those a little bit easier than, I guess I've just had more luck with the diseases. Deserts are kind of neat, but you can get into some difficulty. And arid shrubland I haven't done a lot of. We can kind of be kind of cowboys. We can kind of do cowboys. It's year round. 50% forgeability. I mean, that'd be kind of fun doing arid shrubland. I haven't really done that a lot in lower disease anyway. Marulo Range, we could do something like that. I actually also like the flat things, even though a lot of people like the mountains. I've never really liked the caves. I get rid of them. Like the first thing, if I can get rid of them, I get rid of them. So what if I don't have any mountains and I can get like landed on? I accept that weakness. And oftentimes I like coasts. I typically like coasts, but we don't want to be too close to another place. But why don't we get right next to Lake? What was that? Lake Dane Liara. Do granite and slate. I feel a little silly always doing... having marble and granite is arguably one of the best things you can do, because granite being the strongest and marble being the most attractive stone. Actually, we don't get a coast. That's interesting. We don't actually get a coast if we're on the side of a lake. I'm kind of surprised to see that. Yeah, we don't have a coastline. Guess we would need to be on Western Coast Special Feature. We'd need to be down on the Gokum Sea. The Gokum Sea. Southern Coast. You could do that, maybe. That sounds really kind of cool. Be on a river inlet with a southern coast. So we have a river on one side. An eastern, we would have a western river. And a sea. It is a little funny that we'd be and we'd have granite and marble. It's funny that we're in arid shrubland in that case, but literally on a sea and a river. But we'll do it. What the heck? Average temperature is pretty steady, around 78 to 90. It's got a southern coast. That sounds fun. We'll be attacked from the top, basically. We'll always have northern things come down from the north. So we're going to do that. And now there's a bunch of different things. Now, I always feel like it's not quite as fun when two factions share the same. Because it's a little unfortunate, because you like to have as many as possible. And then let me get rid of these. Never click on these, so they never go away. So I'll get rid of them. There we go. So now this is where I want to get into some of the lore stuff. So this video is mostly going to be focused on the creation element of the game, of setting up our stuff. But this is where, if you were going to create your own custom one, I would recommend Arcist. Arcist would be what I recommend, because that is the let's just press Loyalist. That's an easy one. And then that way, okay, so the reason why is the Empire will always, every time I've tried, it's always been Arcist. And this makes sense. When you look into the lore, it makes a lot of sense. So the lore, basically, architects are, basically planets kind of, if you go, there is a whole lore primer, and basically every time, sometimes planets basically transcend and kind of disappear, but sometimes they actually do die out, and that's where you, find a bunch of, the scrap and ancient technologies and all this kind of stuff. So this will always pretty much be an Arcist. I have never seen it not be an Arcist, and I don't know, I feel like this was not on the first wave of the update, but you can now you cannot prevent them from being anything other than these. And in fact, I actually don't think they can be anything other. No, they can be something other than Arcist, but some cannot be something like this here. Wait, not this one. The pirates. There we go. They can only be ideological. I was almost sure that could be changed before. So unfortunately, you can, as far as currently, you can't have Norse raiders. As much as I was wanting to have Norse raiders because I was trying to. When this came out, I wanted to have every. I kept doing until I had a seed of every different one, and I tried to recreate the all of the actual ones just down the list, like all the ones from like Earth, just to see like how close I could get them, or if that was even possible to do. And it's kind of unfortunate you couldn't do Norse Raiders, because that would have been fun. Even though technically I don't think that raiding it as more a cultural thing. That wasn't really a religious thing. It was more of a cultural thing than a religious thing, as far as I can tell. But not to say I'm a master in knowing all that, but my recommendation would be to just simply change all of the ones that are supposed to be a faith to Arcist, and all of the tribal ones to Animist. I have a problem with any of the tribal ones aren't Animist, just because of how their psionics work. They basically always will have to incorporate. There's basically always a little bit of narrative animism always inherent in them. So it just feels a little bit weird when they're not an animist, because then you run into the anima trees and stuff like that, and it gets weird. It gets weird when you don't have them as animists. So I'm leaving it like that. Every time I've had this, it's always been a transhumanist loyalist. Now you can change it, but I've always had it like that. And I guess if you wanted to, this could be a free one, but I wouldn't mess with this because that means that there's always this kind of free floater one that has this. So it's interesting to see it here. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to recreate kind of a fun little group based mostly off of what the Empire's forced to be. It kind of makes sense that everyone would be a division of that. So we would argue that it kind of makes sense that the civil union, Outlander Union, would probably be collectivist, if we had a guess, because it came from the Archotechnic, like the Solidarity. Let's change that name. True Feudalism. That sounds right, because it's neo-feudal. True Feudalism. We'll stick with that. And let's change the name here. Neo-loyalism. Well, we'll change it later, because this is a custom one. So, and this is the one our faction currently follows. So, we are going to go and we're going to decide these other ones first. So my recommendation is collectivist for your civil one, and then you could even do, if you wanted to have the rough Outlander Union, and I guess you could even do if you could do individualist, but I feel like collectivist makes sense in this case. If you're assuming that they are related and that they're on peaceful terms with them. These guys you could do individualist, because it doesn't really matter. They have to have supremacist. So individualist kind of makes sense in this case. The only thing is they are not compatible. Oh, I guess never mind. They're not compatible. So I guess they could keep collectivist like the rest. Maybe these could have individualists down here. Or we could have individualist. But either way. So we got, they can either be collectivist, or we can, instead of having something like that, they're kind of a rough Outlander Union, so we could have something, like all kinds of crazy stuff. You could put, if we look at what they say, basically what it's saying here is they would probably be similar to this here. So proselytizer, obviously, because that would make sense, considering that they think they should be in charge. It would make sense that they're also telling that they would also want to spread their idea. And I mean, I guess all of them, like really proselytizers. The weirdest thing with that is it makes sense that everyone would have that for any ideology, just varying degrees of it. That's why I always find that kind of a weird one about that. Unless you feel like everyone else is excluded. I feel like that it would be more the opposite. of that you would have to have one that explicitly was not versus one that was. But we'll ignore that. And we're gonna give them something that makes them feel kind of hostile, but also works with what they have from having combat. We could do pain as a virtue. That would be kind of a fun one. That would actually be kind of fun. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're really gonna have these guys be. Well, I guess we could do. Hold on. What are these guys? Loyalist, collectivist, proselytizer. Yeah, there's gonna be other people who get to have pain as a virtue, so we're gonna just stick with collectivist. We're gonna do. Oh, we can actually do all four, but we'll stick with them being kind of a variation of these. So instead of loyalist, they're a extreme. Instead of loyalist, they're supremacist. So same thing, but a little more extreme. And then we can change the name in a second. These guys are the gentle tribe. We're gonna have two of them like it. So we're gonna have the gentle tribe and the fierce tribe. So we gotta have something that makes sense for both of those. Let's just take everything off real quick and think that we're gonna have. We're gonna have. I feel like we could get the gentle and the other one have nature primacy make sense. And I'm wondering if I could get both of them to make sense of that. I mean, animal personhood could be either one's. You could argue one's kind of a prey kind of angle, the other one's kind of a predator angle. So that would be fun. Let's do animal personhood and see what direction that goes. That'd be kind of interesting. And I'm going to go individualist. Individualist. Back from my D&D's days with barbarians having to be chaotic. We're going to go with that. And we're going to change the symbol a little bit. Animal earthism. That's interesting. Which, funny enough, I don't think you would actually have earthism, considering that Earth is a place. And technically, as soon as you leave Earth, then when it's something else, the name change. I don't know. Okay, then we got a bunch of this other stuff. We got this is the Savage Tribe. So Fierce Tribe is basically like hostile, but not like super hostile. I mean, the Fierce Tribe, if I remember, are way more. I mean, they have 4 staff supremacists. So what we're gonna have Individualist. Oh, they're not. You can't do that. Interesting enough. I guess that's because it's its own thing. We're not going to worry about proselytizer here because it's more of a way of life or people kind of thing going on. Instead, we're going to have nature primacy does make sense for them. It would be funny to do tree connection with them. The fierce tribe. I think that we could actually have these guys have tree connection. I like that one. So these guys will be more like barbarians. We gotta think kind of like Conan the Barbarian. Let's think. Flesh purity. Let's go flesh purity. Makes sense. They so that they don't use anything that would be technological like prosthetic arms or stuff like that. Can't do anything like that. I guess we can do collectivist, but we're not going to worry about that. We want barbarians. Darkness is kind of cool. You can get into some kind of cool stuff with darkness and blindsight, but it doesn't seem like they can actually do that. So, pain is a virtue. We want to do that. Again, these guys are going to come off as real tough guys, but they're not cannibals because there is a cannibal tribe. And we're going to do human primacy. We're going to actually have them be the other way around. A tribe of fighting nature, of humanity, overcoming nature. I mean, I guess that doesn't really work because their powers do derive from nature, so we can't really do that, sadly. Without it making a little less sense. Rancher, we could do rancher rather than animal personhood. Rancher, where they raise animals. They don't eat anything other than meat. I think actually this might be the best choice, really. Just leaving it like that. Anything else, it becomes kind of complicated. So we're going to say, whoa, oh, I randomized it. Didn't want to do that. And, oh, I feel like there was something I had that I lost it now. Flesh purity. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to stick with this. So we can randomize the names. Nova Sufferism. Then we got post. Like, okay, so this is the cannibal tribe, and this is the nudist tribe. So, and there's also like different styles and stuff like that, like based off the different things. You can do like a whole bunch of different types, and you can have multiple. Either way, so let's go down. So we're back down to the cannibal tribe. Flesh purity would actually be kind of funny because they want, they don't want meat, like their meat, to have a bunch of metal in it. Don't tamper with the meat. They don't like that. Yeah, I like that. I'm not going to do tree connection. It would be funny to have human primacy. Cannibals. I feel like that'd be amazing. Human primacy cannibals. Oh, that'd be amazing. I feel like that'd be great. So they're all like, we got like a Nietzschean eat the weak thing going on here. All right, let's go. Would we do a raider? I think raider would make sense. And we don't need supremacists. We can go with raider and flesh purity. And supremacist is basically the same thing as raider. And it makes a little more sense in this case. Because it's more about, they're more like, that feels about right. Okay, so let's go ahead, and we can also randomize precepts and stuff. We'll worry about that in a second. I'll just touch up a few things. Acquired ravenous. Oh, okay. Then we got the nudist tribe, which right now just are nudists. I think we'll kind of mix it up a little bit. We'll have them have flesh purity. I think it makes a lot of sense for tribals to have flesh purity, because I'm guessing in order to help separate them from other ones, from the more like transhumanist, of where they like are putting cybernetics and stuff, kind of make them have difficulty with that. I don't know. I think we'll do flesh purity and human primacy. We'll make them an alternative to the cannibal one. They really like people, about putting themselves really high up. And heck, for fun, we're going to make them proselytizers. So they're the exact opposite. Rather than raiding, they want to bring their faith to others. Their nudist faith. And then we got pirates who can only be ideological. And then their culture is literally criminal. It's just misspelled. Moral theft. It's kind of funny. We got, so cannibal, we have cannibal raiders, and oh, I didn't think about that. We have cannibal raiders, and we have cannibal tribal raiders. I guess that this is where we can get difference. We can get these guys. We can paint as virtue, maybe. Let's make them kind of really wacky, and then have these guys be kind of normal. How about that? That works really well. Have these guys be really kind of out there, and then we'll check on these guys. Now the question is what we want to do here, because we can randomize the precepts and really not much change. I guess a few things can change. We don't want to spend too much time on this. We'll take a second though. We'll take a second because I started a little bit early, so I have a little extra time. We have a little extra time to really kind of set ourselves up. So we didn't mess with our own. So what do we want our own to be? There's some really cool things we can do. Blind sight I thought was really kind of cool. But I feel like that's going to be really dangerous, because I think we could start off with a bunch of people who are blind but without the ability to see while blind. So I want to be careful about doing something like that. Blind sight, as cool as it is, I mean, I badly want to have a blind sight team, because right now nobody really does. Oh man, that'd be really kind of cool. And that's one of the few things I don't know that much from this update. Disables basically any preference for any kind of light. So we won't ever need any light. The only thing is that really helps in mountain. If you think about it, that really would help like if you like hid in a mountain, because then you could just never need any light. You just walk around inside the mountain, and it not matter. But required precepts: blind sight, sense, strong. And the only thing is they're not blind. They're gonna get very, very, very upset. So we're not gonna bother with that, unfortunately. As cool as that would be, transhumanist is kind of cool because then you can just give them basically meat. You can like not meat. You can give them basically just the bioscope. The nutrient paste. That's what I'm thinking of. Nutrient paste, and then just leave it at that. Now we could technically do a. We have to choose at least one. Hold on. Let's click this individualist right now. And there's all kinds of stuff you can get from that. But we could technically do whatever we wanted, but I like Arcus because that follows kind of what that is. And it kind of fits with the fact that the Arco Nexus kind of, they added the Arco Nexus endgame. I won't spoil any more than the name. But if we were to follow with these guys, we could either be collectivists, which would fit in with them. Collectivists. I mean, honestly, I kind of like individualists more than collectivists. Because if you do individualist, right, you can go with the angle of doing diversity of thought and basically just have a bunch of the other people around, right? So you can have a bunch of the other religions in your team. You can actually have a bunch of different religions. And your people won't care. You actually won't care. And if you don't have any like style preferences, then there's a ton of different style preferences you can get. Unfortunately, we don't have like a bunch of varying different religions. This really should be. We'll leave them rustic. I guess. Both of these are kind of interesting that they're both Arcus but then rustic. I will leave it. These guys would be the techist kind of type. Actually, those are techist and totemic. That's interesting. Interesting style choice. And then these got a bunch of different styles. So if we started recruiting a bunch of tribals, we could get a bunch of stuff. So we could do that. And we could just make just kind of a cool place to live. How about that? We just go. Now, here's the only thing is, honestly, respected of guilty is probably the best execution choice. Period. And there's a reason why I say that. It's horrible if innocent only makes people lose mood. Always horrible. You know, basically, if someone's a criminal, you're probably going to want to execute them anyway. So, executing prisoners is acceptable. If the prisoner is guilty, it will cause great happiness. So, it's just, if you're going to execute them, it just helps them. Like, you click don't care, which could work. But as far as I can tell, I have not run into a downside of guilty. And also, here's another thing I don't see people do. Just change research to very fast. There we go. So, diversity of thought. We could also do neutral of where characters don't care. One way people think. I think we're going to do highly appreciated. Oh, can we just not do appreciated? How about that? Diverse thoughts, diverse surroundings, neutral. There's no way to just do 0 all in total, though. So we'll do it's appreciated. We'll just do appreciated because that way we have our characters don't feel like it. If it's exalted, I think that we. Oh no, we'll just do that. We'll do exalted. Cannibalism. We're going to actually, and this is another thing. We're going to just leave it at. We can even do disapproved, or we can do acceptable. and we're just not gonna care. Our characters are just not gonna care. They're like, whatever you want to do, do your own thing. That's basically what our team is about. What we're gonna have, and theoretically that way we could collect everybody really, if we want. We could have no rules, no rules, no rules. Disapproved. See, now only if I click desired, it says that we like it. But, sure. I mean, it changes up the scenery. I'll see what happens when they get angry at school. If people will be like, oh, man, we're going to even put unlimited. Unlimited. We're just going to let people do whatever they want. We're individualists, so slavery we can't even make acceptable or honorable if you wanted to. We're going to just leave at, I think about it, with the ones that actually do want slavery, will they get angry at us for not having it? No, they won't get angry at us for not having it. So we're going to leave at abhorrent. That way we can't even enslave them. There we go. We're all about, what we call it, an acceptable harvesting though. Acceptable cannibalism. I mean, heck, we might even do. If we said it's acceptable, what does that mean? We don't even care. We're gonna be literally people who don't care what they do. Can I just? I can't. Okay, I can't do anything about scarification. I can't care. What's minor do? One scarification, 1 scar required. Got scarified. Affected by wimp. What's horrible do? Somebody got scarified. I guess that only comes up if someone got scarified. What's minor do? What's heavy and extreme? So you know what? We're gonna say. This is kind of hard to pick. We're going to say horrible only because... And we're going to leave it at execution, respective guilty. Because again... And we can't do anything about blindness either. Actually, you know what? Now I'm more thinking about it, I think we should just have... Makes sense if we just make that abhorrent. Because we're all about individualism, so I guess that would make... It would fit us better to have that be that we don't like it. Even if the Empire does have it as honorable by default. Honorable or acceptable at minimum. Because of collectivist. So I did watch somebody through, and they mixed that two up. They mixed the two up, where they actually thought the collectivist... Oh, hey, Kitsune Keto. I hope I may be saying that wrong. Keto or Keto. But, we're working on setting up ideologies for all this. So I'm trying to do it kind of lore-friendly. Trying to be as lore-friendly as possible. So I'm trying to have all the modern, I guess, modern in RimWorld terms, be Archist. And we're having the tribals be all animist because of their, Actually, I'm still thinking, maybe I should not have... I'll just get rid of human primacy there. And leave that there. Just because I can't really... I can't really justify it with the fact that they have animist. So we got us taking place of just individualist. We're just gonna let people do whatever the heck they want. That's what we do. Actually, we'll just leave it on don't care. We're gonna have our characters don't care about most things, or not care about most things. They don't care about what you do with organs, clothes, You know, we'll like every kind of, we'll like skull spikes and meat. It'd be kind of an interesting mix there. Can't do anything about liking fungus or insect meat, and the other thing is I feel like it might give us a negative if I'll leave it on the spies, just because we're not gonna have insect meat that much on a flat map. Scarification, we'll leave it on not so much, and cannibalism, it's whatever. So if we need to get rid of someone, we just kill them. We just straight up kill them. And corpses, we don't like corpses. Observe the corpse. And we can't really do anything about that. Unless we had something like pain as a virtue or something, which would change a lot of things about our stuff, unfortunately. However, it would be kind of interesting. Pain is a virtue. Pain is a virtue. Ideologists, or not ideologists. Individualists, archists. All right, I think we got kind of our deal going. I don't think we played a DLC so far. I messed around a lot with like the different creation stuff and a lot of like the lore stuff, but not so like I haven't played around too much with this DLC specifically. So let's close all these alerts because now I never close them, so now I'm going to get them all the time. But we're gonna continue on, and I'm not gonna worry too much about. I'll leave however these guys are as default. You know what? We're just so that we make sense, since we're saying we're coming from this team here. I'm gonna just leave that on acceptable but not liked, and we'll leave it at that. And what do they have for? If usually, well, we'll just use it as random. All right, and we can add relics. We can do a bunch of things with relics. I'll add. Let's think of a relic we can have. And you can do celebrations. You can do celebrations and funerals. I recommend not having a one with a date. Really recommend not having one and have one with any time. Archotechnic celebration. We do a random recruit, which it's a 50% chance that they'll be the same idea legend. Or a 50% chance of random recruit of the same idea legend. So 50% chance we get a recruit. And I would say maybe one of nearby faction goodwill would be a good idea. Recharge side focus you can do, but it's not so important. We'll even add one more ritual. We'll do symbol burning. That'd be funny to do symbol burning, but we'll do Sky Lantern Festival and have that be the one for nearby goodwill. We'll change that to Lantern Party. Lantern Party, and we're basically sending them the lanterns. That's what we're gonna. There should be a 50% chance they dislike it, like we accidentally set their house on fire. That'd be an amazing accident in something. And you know what? We're gonna add just a bunch of sculptures just for the fun of it, and let's add relics. Let's do some kind of like stereotypical ones, and then a monosword. Can we do a persona monosword? We'll do that. And let's change the names into something like it sounds kind of cool. Let's do gold. Randomize. Arc Nexus. There we go. Gold. And edit. Arc Heirloom. There we go. And we could do venerated animal. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm actually going to put venerated animals though on the tribals, because we got some with animal personhood. So I want to give the ones with animal personhood a venerated animal. Oh, they have a lot. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to put in a new one. Also, I'm going to get rid of their ultra tech heirlooms because they're not going to like that, and just add a bunch of a bow and a spear, or maybe a club and maybe a spear. How about that? Twig spear, and it's made out of random stuff. Doesn't matter too much, but at least then, you know. And let's have it be a deer. They venerate deer. And then have the fierce tribe venerate wolves. How about that? Be really edgy like that, I guess. Timber wolf. There we go. There we go. That I like that. You can disable the learning help. Oh, in the menu. The funny thing is, I have never seen that. So thanks for the tip. For as much time as I played RimWorld, I can't believe I forgot that. It's been a long time since I played it though, so coming back to me, I just forgot. In the world, okay, that's good. And they got a bunch of stuff, but I don't want to mess with too much stuff. We'll do Reformed Independency, Star Independency. That kind of sounds interesting. Archonic Creed, I like that one. And maybe, should we do that as our logo? Let's think of... I like that logo. Oh, it feels a little sharp. So maybe let's go with... Let's go with this one. Let's go with... something science-y looking. Let's go with something science-y looking because it is Archotechnic. So it makes sense. I mean, that kind of looks like theirs, too. I like that one. Wait, Exochrome Archist is the name of our leader? The Exochrome Archist? And then Archotechnic Abbot. You can add roles, too. Unfortunately, we will literally have to rely off getting other people to get other jobs. So if we want a medical professional, we're going to have to take it from something like a cannibal or something. But our strength is the fact that we do not care who we invite. We're good with skull spikes. We're good with anything they want to do. Don't care how they want to do executions. Our people are very, very open people. So we'll leave it like that. And I think we're good. And we'll just randomize the names a little bit. Outlaw cult. That sounds a little less... Neokleptism. We'll go with that. Tribal fleshism. Natural sect. We'll do that. Tribal purism. Yeah, let's do that. And Nova sufferism. I like that one. Just it's so ridiculous. Wild herd. Oh, that's an amazing one. I like that one. The wild herd. Stellar divinism. Sure. Path of Archism makes sense because they're Archists, and they are also collectivists, so it makes sense. And then Archonic Creed. Yeah, I think we got our foremost lootism. Let's change that one. Born plunderism, outlaw cell. Powerist and powerer, no. Man porkism. Teeth of power, form torturism, ideoludism. Ethical morals. I want to do this one. They literally are about pain as a virtue and cannibalism and raiding, and they call themselves ethical morals. I love that. That's too great. And then the other one's the moral creed with Victorist. I love the fact that the two pirate ones try to sound really great. It sounds so friendly. Okay, we're gonna continue on. And we're gonna go. So, we got. Let's make sure. I think we didn't. Oh no, our thing's gone. We didn't select our own. I didn't leave it on ours. So, hold on, not proselytizer. We don't want that because that's going to make us let's see. On Archotechnics, open Archotechnics. Path of Freedom. Let's do Path of Freedom with the eagle. That feels like two on the nose. Reformed Archotechnics. Yeah, okay, that works. You can do that. And let's try to change all the stuff. So execution, don't care. Not going to care about anything that we might have to do in order to get other people. And we're going to just leave it on don't care. Very fast science, because our characters care about that. It's the one thing they care about. No rules. Our society is one of that of no rules. Skull spikes, sure, bring them. Insect meat, yeah, sure thing. It's great. Can't do anything about fungus. And if it's despised, it just makes them not like it. But we're not going to run into insect meat, so that won't be a problem. Execution, don't care. Things like that. Can't do anything about nutrient paste. And then keep names. I actually like that better for rather than random. That way, okay. It'll be easier to keep track of everybody. Alright, we got everything? I think so. And Arctic University is the wild card. Oh, I do have to change all this. The free has to. We do have to change that to near. We wanted one for nearby faction goodwill and one for. So Sky Lantern, we wanted to do. Fair Bargo Technics, that's okay. We want to do nearby faction goodwill at any time, and we want to edit the. We don't want a dance party. We want a social party. Move social party, social festival of freedom. That's a good one, and then we'll do that anytime. And that's going to random recruit. Do random recruit, yeah. Of same ideology. There we go. And let's add all the statues. Might as well. I won't do the effigy though, because we don't have effigy burning. And then get rid of these relics. We wanted we also are relics, unfortunately. Actually, but one thing I will actually say is we won't care what weapons we use. But we will have relics, and that will be an arc, a chalice, and a persona monosword. Okay. And I'll leave it like that. Okay, cool. Form Archotechnics. That's a favorite color. Other than, we got having more than 60% of her apparel in this color, or the color of her ideology will make her slightly happier. Actually, I didn't check what the color of her ideology is. It's like a light green. If I go back, I think I'll lose everything. Oh no, I won't. Okay, I didn't lose everything. I want to change our color to our channel color, which is a yellow. And go through. Alright, so let's think of what we can do. We got Fabio Brown. Let's randomize that. I love it. Let's see if anyone over here is already really good. Plants and artistic. They are super great at plants. Torture artist, but greedy. Ooh, that's not so great. And incapable of intellectual is okay. Permanent mood effect, -8. But they have a chance of having creative stuff. They're not. I don't know. That is. I'll leave them as they are. Capable of social or caring. Let's see. We got violent. Bodyguard, social or firefighting. Livestock farmer, capable of intellectual. That's not the worst thing. Pyromaniac sanguine. I'm not gonna do pyromaniac right there. Randomize. Abrasive and tough. That'd be kind of an interesting doctor, an abrasive doctor. Tends to rub people in the look at global certainty loss factor. Coming damage multiplier. I don't know if I want to mess with certainty. Oh, then again, having an abrasive person might be okay, because we don't necessarily want a bunch of people of our religion. We wanted to just get a bunch of people of every single different one and find a way of getting them to get along. So, I don't know. Maybe that's okay. Coming damage multiplier. Tough doctor. You know what? We're going to do it. A doctor with a bad bedside manner. Oh, they're 55, though. They have no health problems, but we'll just go with it. Randomize. Let's try to get someone with no incapabilities. Oh, Cannibal Kid. That would have worked. I messed up. No, it wasn't Cannibal Kid. It was kind. I don't want to do anything with anything like that. Nervous, jealous, kind. I have a problem with my mouse as it double clicks. So sometimes we don't want that. Beautiful greedy, dumb labor. No, I don't want him to not be a dumb labor. Underground or optimist. That's gonna be problematic because because they will. These will probably have a lot of outside, and they're a planter. they really like planting. And we don't have a way for them to plant underground, and they really like mining. They're an optimist though, so maybe it will be worth it. We'll leave it. Mail carrier, industrious, optimist, optimist, nimble, but that's bad though. A lot of bad injuries. Slow learner, masochist. Let's continue on there. Gourmand, teetotaler, no injuries. Quick sleeper, body modder. The thing is, they're not gonna like the fact that they are missing. Nina Olsen is apparently their sister, so one of the people here could be their sister, or that, or someone in the game. Artistic, intellectual, construction, mining, and plants, medical. Right now we're going to rely on Kenneth to do kind of everything, so let's find someone who has something more oriented around. Quick sleeper, fast walker. Hiroto, you're now going to be leaving your own thing of being a medieval slave to be able to be that's good. Okay, I like that. Cooking, no one's really great at. Plants, we have someone good at it. Melee, no one's really good at. I think the average is 1 at. Not melee, shooting. Pretty much everyone's bad at shooting. But you know what? Whatever. All their favorite colors are light blue and blue. You can alter apparel at a dying station. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to continue on. Unfortunately, none of them are sharing the color. We're going to, and we're just going to name, we're going to leave their names the same. So, Hiroto, Stinch, Nolan, Kenneth, Neil, and M. Wong. I like that. Should be fun. Should be fun to see how this goes. Three of you awaken your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on an unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship falls around you, start making plans to survive. Uh-oh. There we go. And we landed in the river. Funny enough. So I think what we're going to do... Hold on. We started early, so I guess we have some time. I wasn't sure if we were going to have time to actually get into the game. We're going to take a look at just kind of how they're feeling right now. Bio, social, needs. They're already sick. They started off sick. Oh, no. Sorry, that's I forgot. Whenever you come in this way, you're always sick. Except for apparently him. The chance of being sick from landing, if I remember correctly. Dreamer's master. Oh, he's in charge of the dog. Initial optimism. Okay. Yeah, the cryo sleep sickness. There we go. That's what both of them are suffering from. Alright, so what we need to do is we really need to get a place to live. And so we are down here we're pretty much safe from. So I wanna live in a coastal area. Right here should be good. Kinda like right here. So what we want to do is we're paused, right? Yeah, we're paused. Is we want to start planning. Architect to plan structures. Zone, there we go. And we can do, where's the plan? I forgot my plan zones. Expand home area, roof area. Loud area. I guess it was orders and plan. There we go. It's orders plan. So we want to kind of make a little coastal home. There's even no geysers, but we really don't care about the geysers because we're going to be hot as it is. Those geysers are just going to boil us alive. So we're gonna try to not focus on being too close to those. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up. We shouldn't get so close to the south, and that's obviously something. Let's sit. I think this is probably the best place to be, just here, because we get the most room. And let's do a. Now, what you could do, and this was actually something I saw from someone else. I would credit them if I could remember quite exactly, but they did it even on one side and odd on the other, because you can still do a door on, like, let's say the southern end and the northern end, just not on the eastern. Or you could do vice versa, in which you do 7 by 8 this way, and then do it the opposite way around, where you don't go out the top or the bottom, you go out the sides. And you could do something like that, or you just do 7 by 7. So you could do different kind of tricks, or you just not care about the fact that it's uneven. Or do 9 by 9 if you need a bigger room, and just create it a little larger, so you can go at all angles. Which I'm probably going to do. I'm just going to do 9 by 9. And we're going to have 3 by 3 roads. Oh, I accidentally planned that. So not zone, orders. We're going to remove these plans. We're going to just pretty much make 9 by 9s and see how much of those I could do. So we got 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to make 9 wide. And we're going to do 9 by 9. And we're going to see how much we can do. So 1, 2, 3. And another 9 by 9. And then a 9 by 9 over here. So I like to have like a little central area kind of all worked out. And that way you can also just walk in between all these areas. I mean, it's not what I would say a power place. But if we're going to have a power place, down here is perfect. So if we do 1, 2, 3... we could do here, and we could do a really big spot. Now, this is not gonna be optimized, so to speak. We're gonna do 21 by 21. We're gonna do 21, 21, and we're gonna just focus on this being kind of, if we can do a power station kind of thing going on here with solar panels, that'd be really cool. And we're going to just rely on these being buildings, and it's just kind of go out this way, because nothing's gonna be able to come up from the south. We're pretty much safe in that direction, and this direction everything's going to be kind of slow. So this is where a majority of our defenses, in fact, a vast majority of it will probably be here and here. They can come from this angle, but this will slow them down a little bit, so vast majority of the defenses on this kind of angle. But if we're going to build something, I'm going to build it here. Hold on. If I can do... I really need to here, where's the... allow? Just allow everything. I'm okay with that. We should have started with a bunch of wood, which we need to allow. And then let's create order and then structure. We want to build structure. We can also claim things, which we could have also claimed that building so we didn't have to build so much. It would be a little bit faster, but we're good with that. We can also, I'm going to say, the one guy likes mining. So I'm going to say mine out this area. And this is granite, right? This looks like granite. Oh, we don't have a stone place, though. Come to think of it, we don't have a stone cutting. So let's not worry about that. Let's make wood. Structure, there we go. And we can do wood walls. And we also have an animal flat. We can also do an animal flat. Which would be fun, but... right now, we're going to focus on this one. Oop, hold on. Door in the middle. Door in the middle. Door in the middle. Door in the middle. Get those wooden walls worked out. There we go. So now we can kind of walk out each different direction. We at least have that working for us in our favor. We also want to roof that, and we want to floor that. So if we're going to do, cancel that, go to zone, build roof area, cover that, and then I would do floors. I'm going to say we're going to do wood floors. I want them to be kind of happy. We do need tables though, so we're gonna do furniture, table, and food is probably like sleeping on the floor. I'm probably more okay with them than eating on a table. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do. Where to put the table? We could do a table in the center, and then maybe have beds in the corners. We're basically building the dining room first. So I want to say, you know what, 2x4, or no, 2x2. I don't want to build that big of a table, maybe. 1x2. And then 1x2 over here, and we can build a bunch of dining chairs. Like that. We have a bunch of dining chairs, and then a table, and then we can also put beds. I want to see if I try out double beds, because we basically have free and approved, so we'll probably actually be able to share the beds. I'm not even entirely sure. What I might do a double bed and then 3 beds, maybe? No, I'll do 2 double beds. Not royal beds, sorry. I might have done a thing over there. But let's just do royal beds and see how that goes. Potted plant. Right there. That looks very nice. There we go. And then you can do torch lamps. Could do torch lamps, or we could do standing lamps. We don't have power, so we're gonna just wait. It's not gonna matter that much. There's also dark lamps. But what we could do is animal flap would be okay, but that's more for a barn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just aim for building a farm. So zone, growing zone. There should be a toggle for the farming fertility. There we go. Ah, perfect. We're right next to it. Now, it's really great over there. And really great over there. But I need it really close to us right now. That's where we need it. So I want to build it right outside here. I'm going to do it right here. 6x12. There we go. And have that grow. We could do potato plants. We could do rice plants. I actually always liked rice plants. Typically. I want to actually do rice plants. It's always done good by me. Rice plants. And I might even do another growing zone. A separate growing zone where we do medical plants. Growing zone. Let's do right here. Let's leave a walkway, but we'll do right there. And it's a small zone. So let's just select that and have that do. We should be able to do medical plants, right? I would imagine, because we have someone with. Oh, actually, now I think about it, I don't know if they had good growing. That's like dyes and stuff like that. Was it Kenneth? Let's see, needs health, bio, plants. Very good at plants. So we should be. I thought we should be able to make something for medical plants. Fiber corn, cotton plants, hot plants, cycloid plants, smoke leaf plants, heel root. There we go. I was just looking right over it. Heel root plants, and that should be enough. I don't think we would need more than that, maybe. So we'll leave it like that. So while we hold on, we do need to do plant cutting though. So we'll set a bunch of plant cutting orders as well. Unfortunately, there's basically no plants and a bunch of rhinos instead. Like the only tree is basically an animate tree, and that's not something we really want to be cutting down. Let's allow all this stuff. And let's do a hauling area. Let's do a storage area right. Zone, stockpile zone. Oops, sorry. Stockpile zone. Here. Okay, so that stockpile zone there, which will be indoors, and we can move it later. Probably turn off this fertility. We'll display. There we go. Overlay. And we got a few more. We got wood there. We do need more wood, so we need to find more. Where's more orders? Cut plants. Oh, that's not really what we want. We don't want that. We want cut trees. Chop wood. There we go. Oh, we also need to free up that food. Any trees over there? Chop up, please. Any trees over here? Chop up, please. We're not going to touch that other thing, though. There is not a lot of trees that we have to work with. We are really running... allow all that. Make sure we allow all this. In fact, if I can, I'll press allow everything. There we go. Are we good? I think everything's allowed, right? Okay, let's go to our guys. Okay. Go ahead and start doing stuff. Oh, we'll leave it on that. And we got also... Oh, I'm still doing clicking forbidden items. I already have work as everything. So right now, Kenneth is designated as the hunter. Unfortunately, Kenneth is kind of designated to all the important stuff. Kenneth is kind of like our most necessary character right now. And he's an underground optimist. He's an underground optimist, but he's terrible at shooting. So who's the only person we have that's kind of decent at shooting? The doctor. The doctor's kind of good at shooting. So have the doctor equip the bolt action rifle and the armor. We'll have Kenneth actually put on the revolver. Equip the revolver so he can learn. And I'll have Kenneth wear the vest. Force wear flak vest. Oh no, actually, hold on. No. Don't actually have draft and have him run over here. And I want to say Ada Wong. M Wong. Go over there. We want her wearing it. We want her to wear it, and we want her to wear the helmet. Because she's going to be the hunter. The doctor hunter. Actually, no, is that like the... Oh, for a second I was going to say, is that the thing they're incapable of? But they actually aren't incapable of it. Force wear helmet. And they're already working on building stuff, so that's good. We start off with a husky, I think, right? Yeah, we start off with a husky named Dreamer. It's kind of cool. And is that pants? Flak pants. Hold on. You need to put that on too. Force wear flak pants and flak armor. They didn't actually put on the flak armor. That's unfortunate. Come on, put on the armor and stuff. And Stench, you gotta use the knife. We got medicine. We got food. So hopefully this will keep us. Put on that flak pants. We also have no rules on clothing, which is good. So we can pretty much do whatever we want clothing-wise. They are sick, though. They are technically... So we have a 55-year-old doctor guard. The only problem is they're both the guard and the doctor, meaning if something happens to them, we're in trouble. They're kind of the one lifesaver we have. Okay. Kenneth was Mohawk taking everything and Stench over there. She's bringing back stuff. We got two relatively younger people and then someone older, so it should be interesting to see how that works. The only problem is they might get a condition. I think that I don't exactly remember the RimWorld distance of where time's gonna be a problem, but I also want to build furniture, a recreation thing, because otherwise it's gonna be problematic. Recreation, horseshoe pen. I really like horseshoe pens as recreational items. There we go. And I want to do and we'll do a steel one, and we'll do a steel chest table. We'll do that. We'll do that right over. We'll have two. And then a chair. Where's the chair? Furniture. We'll do steel dining chairs for those. There we go. Oh, no, actually, hold on. We can't do that, can we? Cancel. And then, oh, no, I canceled the wood floor. Cancel that. Oh, we might have a chair. I want the steel dining chair. There we go. Cancel that. We're gonna wait on that. We'll just rely on the horseshoe pen. We'll just rely on that. Should take them a while to build everything, but we had a lot of fun this time. I think it'll be fun next time. We should see what would happen. Normally would have done a tough life tonight, but I wanted to just see and get RimWorld ideology out there. Kind of mentioned some stuff about it. I had thoughts on it, so it was kind of neat to be able to explain kind of the colony creation and stuff. So I hope you guys have fun. I hope you guys, if you guys are going out there to do the ideology DLC of RimWorld, I'd be interested to hear how you guys are doing it. So I'm going to be playing the next few times. I guess eventually I'll probably give a more concise amount of my, not concise, but a more full amount of my thoughts about it. But should be neat. Should be really neat. All right, so thank you guys. Have a good one. See y'all later. All right, bye.